Hello everybody and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show. And today, courtesy of our friends at Diamond Select Toys, we are taking a look at the latest two Lord of the Rings releases. As you've seen on this channel before, we have gone through every one of the figures so far in this line. Fantastic line of figures so far. They're really doing a great job of tackling all of the key characters from the first film, from Fellowship of the Ring. This week we are looking at this wave, which is Saruman and Samwise. The next two in the wave, or in the wave that's coming after this, are Merry and Pippin. So at which point we will have completed the initial Fellowship, which is really, really exciting. But this week we are taking a look at these. So you can see pictures of them on the back here, a little tour of the packaging. Really, really great art of these. One thing that jumps out at me immediately in the pack here is Saruman's swappable arms. So if you watched our previous reviews of Lord of the Rings figures, you know that I commented on the fact that while they look amazing, the characters with the draped sleeves, you can't really articulate them at the elbow, because then the sleeve should drape instead of just kind of shooting out like it's very heavily starched. So we passed that feedback on to Diamond Select, and it looks like going forward they have found a solution by sculpting in some swappable arms. So we'll of course take a look at that once we get these in the light box. The other thing too, we have Sam, and as a hobbit and a smaller character, he is loaded with accessories. We've got his, for the first time, we have the cloak, the elven cloak there, which is awesome, and a ton of accessories there with him. I think there's a whole backpack, there's a big backpack in there. Looks like we've got some lambus bread, we've got two different swords, one of them being Sting. So, yeah, really cool job on the packaging on these. And of course, we've abandoned the old, you know, damage yourself trying to open the figure packaging. So let's get these two guys into the light box and take a closer look at the Diamond Select Toys, Lord of the Rings, Samwise, and Saruman. Let's go. Alright folks, there you have it. There is Saruman and Samwise, Gamgee out of the packaging. These two are gorgeous. I mean, as you can see here and in the light box, the likeness to both Christopher Lee and oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Ooh, my nerd card is going to be revoked. I'm leaving this in. I'm getting there. I can't use my phone because it's Sean Astin. Oh. And the likeness to Sean Astin, sorry about that. Not feeling well. Been a long day. But Sean Astin, the likeness there is fantastic. The hair, all the different paint on him. His clothes look worn and dirty. Just really good job there. And again, you know, the Christopher Lee figure. The big thing about this is, of course, the new arms with the draped sleeves, so he can actually hold the staff and you know, articulate his hands forward as opposed to just being down by his side, which is a problem with the Gandalf figure. So I wouldn't be surprised that when they get to the Gandalf the White, or even potentially a re-release of Gandalf the Grey with the updated sleeves, would be amazing. But you know, he's able to hold his Eye of Sauron there, his staff, just looks fantastic. You know, the staff and the way that his arms articulate, the way that the sleeves articulate, you can absolutely, comes with swappable hands. I left them over there, but you know, he can hold the staff with two hands. you know, and he can point. On to Samwise. You get kind of 2 looks with him here. So you get him with his cloak, and then you also get a sweet backpack. As you can see here, the backpack does have shoulder straps that peg in and out to make it easy to get it on and off of him. Sorry, I had it upside down there. So, you know, they do make it easy to pop these in and out so that way you can easily get his arms in. Unfortunately, he cannot wear the backpack and the cloak at the same time, but luckily his head pops off quite easily, and you can get that backpack on him. 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna leave it undone on the one side just to be fast here. And then you can see what he looks like with his backpack on as well. One of the really cool accessories with him is he comes with, and this is something that they've done previously in the line, he comes with the glowing, the blue glowing sting for Frodo here. So Frodo comes with the kind of orc not nearby quiet version of sting. So now you have the nice glowing blue one. Great deco on the sword, just good job, nice little ombre blue on the edges. And yeah, these are 2 great additions, very necessary great additions to this this growing collection. I really am excited that they're getting the whole fellowship done. I can't wait to get Merry and Pippin. Some nitpicks. So the biggest thing with Sam is his scabbard. So he does come with his sword as well, as you can see, but unlike Frodo, who has the ability, it's actually molded on, which is fine, but it's molded onto his belt here. You can see the little strap. So that way he has a place to put his sword. There is nowhere on the figure here to mount the scabbard, which is unfortunate because when he's not using the sword, there's nowhere to store it. There's no port, there's nothing to slide through. I looked, there's nothing, you know, it doesn't interact with the backpack at all. You can't even really balance it in the pot. You could kind of sort of wedge it in there, but it doesn't look great. So that's the unfortunate thing with Sam, is that there's nowhere to plug in his sword. You know, if you are a perfectionist to the now he is the only one with the cloak. Frodo still does not have a cloak. His head does not come off easily. So, you know, they would not need to remold the cloak. Let's see if I can get this back on. They would not need to remold the cloak. But maybe if they include an extra one with one of the other 2 hobbits, that would be awesome. So that way all 3 of them could have their traveling cloaks, their elven cloaks. That would be awesome, because you can see it fits Frodo perfectly. So they wouldn't need to do any sort of retooling or anything there. Just simply, you know, include an extra one, the same way that they include kind of the extra accessories for other figures with, you know, with some of the releases. You know, again, you know, including Frodo's sword with this release. Would love to see them do a cloak for him. The biggest pet peeve I have to say comes with Saruman here. There is no cut anywhere in his skirt piece here. So his legs, and you can see there's crazy joint articulation on this thing too. Like for what it looks, it moves crazy. But because there's no slit in this very hard plastic skirt, his legs get really stuck. So it can be a problem getting him to stand on his own, because the legs are constantly pushing in. So he can't really get his feet, you know, shoulder width apart. They're fully articulated under there. I mean, he has fully articulated legs. But because of the lack of a slit in the skirt, it makes it kind of difficult for him to stand at times. You got to work on it, but he will stand. You know, I have his feet in a good position now, and and you can see he stands just fine once you tool with it. And again, like balance wise, you know, he holds the orb perfectly. So that's really my only nitpick with him. Granted, there's not much you need him to do other than stand there and point his point his staff and hold his ball. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not like on the some of the other figures that you know, have this problem, just generally speaking, with the skirt. Because of the type of character he is, he stands there, he looks menacing. It's totally fine. So really excited for the next releases in this Lord of the Rings line. Thank you again to our friends at Diamond Select Toys for sending these out. We will put links in the description where you can buy your Lord of the Rings figures. These and previous releases are still floating around, so we'll make sure we put links to those in the description below. In the comments, since we're finishing up with the Fellowship, what do you think Diamond Select Toys should do next for Lord of the Rings? Where would you like to see them go? Should we get some more elves? Should we get some different types of orcs and urukai? Should we move on to the Two Towers? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss it when we post new videos. While you're liking and subscribing to things, follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, X, where we're constantly posting toy news, deals, and availability, anything and everything that we think would help out the community. And then, of course, the podcast. So Adventures in Collecting, you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Simply search for Adventures in Collecting or hit that link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all of the things that I just mentioned. And as always, share the load. Until next time.